Hello and welcome back to our Phoenix Point playthrough with the Blood and Titanium DLC. In our last video we had a reasonably successful mission against the Pure. We didn't take any injuries or losses and our team came out pretty much unscathed. So because of that we are going to go directly into one of the missions we have either down here for the Disciples of Anu or this one for Synedrian with the Mist Repellers. We might actually do the Mist Repeller one here. As for our Manticore that is currently up here, we initiated another scan. We are going to come back to Phoenix Point with them just so that we can take some benefit of the training facility and get a little bit of extra XP. And we're going to move our main dropship, our Thunderbird, down. And I think we will do... Yes, let's do the Disciples of Anu one first. It's been there longer than all the others and it's in the Mist Zone, so that's the one we are going to go for. So let's move you down to Phoenix Point. And before we can move on, we do have the Chiron Autopsy completed. So we know that Chirons have a long-range attack, but limited close-range ability and some mutations. They do have abdominal launchers, explosives, worms, goo, and some close-range stunning stomper legs. So we are going to have to start watching out for these things here. So you're on your way back down to Phoenix Point. We are going to take Thunderbird 2, but before we do anything, let's just quickly drop into the personnel screen because we do have a couple of promotions and they're all people currently aboard Thunderbird 2. So we have Bright Shadow Wolf. Bright Shadow Wolf was the person that we gave our first bionic augmentation to. Something that I didn't notice until reviewing the video footage for the last video is that one of the new Jericho assaults that I picked up actually already came with some augmentations of his own. And this can happen. It is possible that when you hire recruits from New Jericho, if you have the Blood and Titanium DLC, that they will actually come with some augmentations, much in the same way that if you hire recruits from the Disciples of Anu, they may actually come with some mutations. Due to some changes we made in the Derleth patch, you should now be able to see what these things are before you hire a particular recruit, but I think this guy was actually hired before the patch. So he has the armadillo legs that make him immune to goo and mean he doesn't take any damage when he lands from a great height. I don't think there are any others that have mutations. I think it was just that one. Obviously, we've got the mutation here on our priest because priests tend to come with our assault here because he's the Disciples of Anu assault. So there's always a chance that he can come with a mutation. And if we find a priest somewhere on the map, and I think there are a couple that we could hire, priests will also come with a mutation. So let's start here with Shadow Wolf and give him his promotion. So Rally the Troops is very, very nice. Gives us a free action point, essentially. Or we could move into Master Marksman. Master Marksman's not going to be that useful using a shotgun, because with the shotgun, we tend to always attack from a bit of a distance. So we'll probably leave that one. Weak Spot with a shotgun could be quite useful, though, for disabling, for removing armor. But let's go for Rally the Troops for now. I think that is decent enough. We could also give him more damage and less accuracy. I mean, if he gets in really close using the shotgun, that actually works out quite well. That's a lot of damage. Sniperist isn't really needed here. We'll leave him be for now. I don't think there's any real reason to spend any of those points just yet, but we do have our Berserker here who can basically now multi-class, so we should do that. And we can multi-class with a heavy assault or a sniper. I'm going to mix him with an assault because it's a nice all-round useful build. Mostly because he can have dash, which is just very, very useful for someone who needs to get in up close with melee. It's probably worth picking up Return Fire, just because with Return Fire, if he's got his shotgun equipped, he can actually use that. But again, it's only really usable up close. We don't have we don't have any soldier skill points available on on Altair here anymore, so we'll save it. We're not going to use our Phoenix skill points. So those are our promotions done. And we are going to now move in and do this Disciples mission. We've also got this nest down here that we will need to take out at some point. The Falcon cannot hear the Falconer. We have received multiple reports of flocks of birds flying in strange repeating spiral patterns. They persist in doing so until death from exhaustion or malnutrition. Unfortunately, we have been unable to locate a specimen to examine, so we cannot determine whether this anomalous behavior is the result of Pandoravirus infection or not. Interesting stuff going on there. Okay, let's get down here. And we have arrived. Mission briefing. Instead of understanding that survival now depends on adaptation and cooperation, these raiders have kept up the ways of the old world, greed and conflict. They've been attacking havens, hoarding stolen supplies, and causing problems for everyone with their unrelenting selfishness. The Exalted has decided that this must stop. Okay, well, in we go. We're not at full stamina, but everybody is at full health. I did go through before the video just to make sure that everybody has a full complement of equipment, and they do. So, in we go. Okay, and we are in. So what can we expect to find on this map? We're on a scavenging map. We can currently see a couple of enemies, and it looks like they are independent soldiers. There is a sniper now, actually. This is something else that was changed in the Derleth patch. There is now a new model for the independent sniper. So we have some extra stuff in here from previous. So let's go and start moving forwards. Zoomed in a little bit too much there. Let's get back out again. So can we take a shot on any of these people? Probably get a shot in with Synedrion's sniper. He can actually see from there. I say Synedrion's sniper because he's got... And that's the new Jericho guy, actually. My eyesight's going. No, that's our new Jericho sniper. That's fine. New Jericho sniper rifle's good. The old Cyclops. So let's see if we can get a decent hit. Not bad, actually. We've got a fair chance of hitting. I'm going to take the risk. There we go. We've disabled the leg. Done a decent amount of damage in a single shot. I'm happy with that result. And here is our Phoenix sniper. Now, he potentially can try and finish that one off. It would be ideal if we could go and do some damage to their sniper. Trying to see if there's any positions I can get into cover where I could actually hit that sniper without him being able to return the favor.
Right there. I see them.
Not convinced that there is. We've now spotted a heavy who's actually right next to that sniper. It'd be really nice if we could get a grenade in there, but I doubt our heavy's going to have that sort of range. But let's move over here anyway. So we can now see him. Now, he's got his back to us. I'm going to go in here because there's a good chance we might hit this building to the right. So I want to sort of maximize my chances of getting a body shot. And we did actually hit him. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. It's possible the bullet also penetrated and hit the heavy, but not quite. The angle wasn't right. It could have been, but it wasn't. There's no way you're going to be able to hit from that sort of distance. The grenade launcher is close, but not quite. And you don't quite have the movement to get there. Let's move as far forwards as we can with you and just see how far short we are. Yeah, probably a good 5 or 6 tiles, so we can't really do that with our heavy. But, you know, we can just move the heavy forwards and prepare to try that on the following turn. And we have actually spotted ourselves another couple of enemies. We've got a couple of assaults, no, and another heavy and an assault over here to the right. So we need to watch out for those guys now. So I'm going to move my heavy back over here and put him in some cover. Knowing that we've got a few more guys that we need to deal with, we potentially want to get into a good position for that. Now those guys could come around this corner. So let's go and put you in this cover. And we'll put you on an overwatch over here, in case he comes around that corner. That's our berserker. You have our shotgun. And that's not particularly useful at long range. We could go ahead and put you in here, but I'd be worried of that heavy flanking you. But we definitely do want to try and deal with those guys. I want to put our berserker around there instead. Okay, let's try and keep you in relative cover if we can. Let's go ahead and put you on Overwatch, just in case somebody does try and sneak in there. We've got our berserker. Let's put our berserker all the way over here, up into high cover on most sides. And we've actually spotted another assault. Wow, there's a lot of people hanging around there. Let's, in that case, bring you back a little bit so you're out of sight. And then finally, we have our technician, who for the most part, we just want to keep out of harm's way. So let's go and put our technician over here. And our technician can actually go on Overwatch. We can have a little bit of extra firepower there. That is pretty much all we can do. So let's end the turn. A lot of enemies on this map. So the heavy's going to start. Now, much like our heavy, he does have the same limitations. He can't actually move very far and still be able to fire his weapon. So that sniper's actually using a med kit, which will use 2 action points, the same as ours. So he's unable to fire his sniper rifle, which will still cost him 3. And again, the heavy moves in. Now, they have stayed together, so that is useful for us. These guys, as far as we can tell, have split up a little bit. Now, he's actually thrown a grenade out. And that has hit our sniper. It's damaged the sniper rifle, but it hasn't actually destroyed it. So we've still got the option to return a shot with that. Okay, so let's check things out. So we did take some damage here. We now actually see the damage to our weapon, which is something that we added in this in the Derleth patch. So we've got a lot of guys around here, including a heavy who's going to be a particular problem. We moved our heavy forward, or we tried to move our heavy forward. I could deal with those guys later. They are further back. Do I try and deal with these assaults? Whichever one I choose is going to be a tricky option. I think I've got a better chance of doing some damage to these guys. So let's go and fire a grenade in over there. There we go. So we did some damage. Our assault's not in great position. Now, I don't really want to waste any movement healing up with this sniper. I think he's going to be okay for now. We're going to use quick aim. We can get 2 of these off, so we should be able to get off 2 shots. Now, we can only see 1 person, but there's always a possibility we might miss, so we want to maximize this. And in fact, I can only see that guy there at the moment. Who is still partially hidden. That was a good gamble. We actually hit the explosive container. I'm not sure whether we hit him directly or whether it was the explosion from hitting the gas tank that killed him, but either way, you can't argue with those results. So, we took a bit of damage here. That was unfortunate. We really need to take that heavy out. This is going to be a problem for us. Now, you don't have a shotgun. A shotgun would be useful. Nobody here is actually on Overwatch. So we could move over here and use quick aim. It's probably what we should do. We can always dash out if we need to. So we get nice and close. We're going to use a quick aim. Remember, we do have that cybernetic body, so it does make us a fair bit stronger. Friendship shotgun to the face. Another quick aim going in. We can have another friendship shotgun to the face. Decent amount of damage done, but is still up and running. We can potentially finish them off. Getting out of harm's way now might be a little bit tricky. Let's just back up a little. We are out in the open, which is a bit unfortunate. But let's just see what we can do here with our assault. We could try and throw a grenade in. It's not really going to do enough damage to make it worthwhile. So let's go back to using our assault rifle. Now, do we have a good enough shot on you? You're sort of hiding around the corner. Let's try and take out one of these assaults then. There we go. We hit him and we did some damage to the barrel. See if we can finish him off. Another enemy less to worry about. And of course, every time we do damage like this, we are reducing their willpower, and reducing their willpower makes life a little bit easier for us. Now he has it looks like he's got a hell cannon, actually. We can tell if we, oh, it's a she, actually. Let's have a look. What are we holding? Oh, it's the machine gun. It's the Ergen machine gun. That's fine. So who do we have left? We've got this sniper here, who doesn't really have a line of sight on anybody right now. I don't really want to become grenade fodder by putting everybody too close together. We might be still okay out in the open here, so let's just move forwards.
Ready to engage.
And we can actually see this heavy over here. It's not a great shot, but did some damage right in her arm. So, do we go and attempt to take out the assault, or do we go and attempt to take out the heavy? I think we have to go and try and take out the assault first. Yeah, I think we need to take out the assault first.
On my way.
So let's have some fun with this. There we go. And we can move you back around the corner. So we still have that heavy to worry about. We could potentially try and do some damage with our technician, but I really don't think he's going to be able to do too much. If we're really lucky, what we could do is get a grenade in there, though. It does leave us out in the open a little bit. But a well-placed grenade... Yeah, it's tricky because he's actually indoors, so getting that grenade to land where we want it to and do any significant damage is not really going to happen. So with that in mind, let's actually bring him round in this direction, and then we can always try and use him to attack from this side later on. So we've only got that guy to worry about here, and we've got the assault and, sorry, the sniper and the heavy over on this side. Does anyone have any movement left? You could potentially take another shot. Unfortunately, at the moment, we might even be able to shoot through that wall if we expertly judge this. Let's go for another quick aim. That should allow us to take one more shot. We want to try and hit this guy. Can't actually accurately see where he is. So let's try and judge this out. So sort of a straight line from ourselves. We know he's sort of behind that middle panel. He's in the middle of that middle panel. So if we aim around about here, I don't want to go too low because I'll just hit this thing. But if I aim around about here, we might find him. Unfortunate we didn't, but we did take the panel out. But no, we didn't quite get him. Sometimes that works. There's always a possibility. And we can do no more with our heavy. We could try and move the heavy a little bit closer. That's not a bad idea, actually. Let's spread people out. Makes us less of a target for grenades. And that's where we end this turn.
Ready to rumble.
So you're going into Overwatch again. That's fine. The heavy is moving. You are most likely going to take a shot. Luckily, it's a very inaccurate weapon. We do get a return fire, though. Which is good for us because that return fire does reduce some armor. The sniper's probably going to take a shot. And missed. Okay. That's about as much as we could have hoped for. So, let's start off with machine gun fire. Reduce some of that armor. We can take another shot here. There we go. We actually got the kill and some bullet penetration on the wall at the back. Hit some explosive barrels. I thought we may end up having to use shots from 3 different people to deal with that, but we didn't. So that, as far as I'm concerned, is high value.
Here we go.
Let's go and try and move in a little bit with our heavy.
On it.
And get a well-placed grenade here. that couldn't have landed any better, really. So we've got a bleed on there. We still have an overwatch, but that's not really going to help them at long distance. You can stay out in the open and just take the shot, I think. There we go. There's the sniper down. No healing for you. So all they have left is one heavy. And I'm confident that my sniper is safe from this distance, so I don't mind standing out in the open. We clipped the wall there, I think, which is why that one missed. And I didn't do another focus fire, so I don't get another shot with you. But that's fine. What we can do now is start moving some people further up the map. I'm reasonably confident that there are no more enemies, so I'm going to charge forward. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm right, but
no time to waste.
Let's just kind of get up there. Probably shouldn't stand too close to the barrels, although I believe it's only the red ones that explode. And we have our technician, who we're going to run up here because our technician can do some healing. We can get some people healed. Should have gone up and healed that assault, actually, but that's fine. Let's end the turn, see what that heavy does. Has taken some damage, might heal. He's running into the building. Don't think he's going to have enough to shoot, and he doesn't, which is fantastic because you've put yourself right next to my berserker here. And a good clunk with the hammer. Down she goes. Okay, so we took a few injuries. Didn't get any promotions there, but yeah, a couple of injuries wasn't too bad for that mission. There were quite a lot of enemies on it.
You have done well. The Exalted sends her thanks, and the Synod of Yearning will speak the names of your operatives at morning prayer. Do not feel ashamed of having killed your fellow humans, although you may pity them, for in clinging to the old, they doom the future. The voiceless Hierophants shall judge you when the time is right.
Well, that was quite nice. It gives us some additional attitude adjustment with the Disciples of Anu. We gained some textile materials and some food. And our diplomatic relations with the Disciples of Anu have changed. We could go along and replenish everyone here if we need to. I'm going to leave it for now. This is one of the new things that we added in the Derleth patch, just to let you know when there has been a change in the level of your alliance with the faction. So the Disciples of Anu are now supportive of the Phoenix Project. The locations of the Disciples of Anu havens have been added to the geoscape. Defend them to earn reputation. Failure to defend a haven under attack will lose some support. So now we should be able to see where all of the Disciples' havens are, even in areas that we haven't visited. So, you know, the Disciples have just straight up said, yep, this is the location of all of our havens. And we can visit them as well. So that is useful for us. There's a lot of mist spreading out over here. So we do need to heal up a little bit. We've got a couple of people that have taken some knocks, and we really want to fix that up before we go over here and start dealing with the Pandoran nest, or indeed dealing with the Synedrian mission, which might be the next one that we do. Overall, though, I think that mission was successful. Taking a few injuries here and there is expected. I'm actually surprised I haven't suffered more losses yet in this campaign, but we will keep going. We look at our diplomacy now, and we can see that the details of the Disciples here. They are supportive of Phoenix Point, so you need to get to 25% to be supportive. They are at 27, so we're just over. We're friendly with Synedrian, so if we do the mission for Synedrian, we'll be able to knock them up into supported as well. Probably not going to be friendly with New Jericho anytime soon. But there we are. That is it for this video. When we come back next time, it will be a coin toss between the Nest or the Synedrian mission over here. So thanks a lot for watching. We hope you are still enjoying our Phoenix Point Blood and Titanium playthrough. We'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.